We are living in emotionally charged times, which means that any emotion we're personally experiencing has the potential to feel completely amplified. And some of these are difficult emotions like fear, anger, sadness, confusion, or disgust. But we can do something about it. And together, we're going to walk through an exercise. All in all, it takes about 3 minutes. And at the end of that 3 minutes, you are going to feel more clear and you're going to feel more connected with your intuition too. So what we're first going to do is we're going to set a timer for 90 seconds and we're going to sit with a powerful emotion like fear, anger, sadness, confusion, or disgust. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that emotion say whatever it wants to say for that 90 seconds. We're not going to judge it. We're simply going to observe it and just see what it has to say. So when you're ready, the timer's set, 90 seconds to listen and focus on one of those emotions: fear, anger, sadness, confusion, or disgust. Try to observe where in your body that emotion is currently being stored or where that emotional feeling is currently being held. Maybe in your brain, in your chest, on your shoulders, in your stomach, wherever it is. Let it keep talking, but focus on that part of your body now. You did great. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set a timer for 30 seconds. And this time we're going to focus on an emotion we want to feel. Is it confident, happy, optimistic, proud, inspired, curious, loving? Whatever that emotion is, focus on that emotion for the next 30 seconds. And I'd like you to focus on the feeling that emotion gives your body and your nervous system. And for the last 30 seconds, we're going to visualize or imagine you running through the rest of your day with that emotion you just chose, with the feeling that you just chose. So go ahead and picture or imagine or visualize the rest of your day, everything you're about to do, but this time you're imagining it with the feeling of that chosen emotion. When you're ready, come back to the present moment. Great job with this activity. In 2.5 minutes, what you did was with the first 90 seconds, you sat with a big emotion: fear, anger, sadness, confusion, or disgust. These are not little feelings. But I hope you started to realize that when you have thoughts that are connected to emotions like that, they speak in your head in a really pressured way, and they sometimes come through really loud, and it can take over our thinking, and it definitely takes over the way our mind operates. So when you give a big, powerful emotion like one of those a microphone and just a platform to speak, it does. And it says a bunch of things that you don't have to listen to. And it says a bunch of things that you don't have to follow their instructions. You simply observe. And the thing is, when you observe big emotions, they turn the volume down. Next, you imagined or you sat with the feeling of an emotion you want to feel. That's a very powerful thing because you're basically training your nervous system to say, more of that, please. And that's a choice. You have to choose which feeling you want to feel. And then you took it a step further and you use the power of your right brain, your right hemisphere, to visualize an outcome of a feeling. You went through your entire day feeling something that you wanted to feel. What that does is it basically sets the pace of the day. Now, this is a very important activity, the 90-30-30 activity, to bring clarity back to your mind, bring a good feeling back to your nervous system, and activating your creative right hemisphere to basically work with you to tell you what kind of a day you're about to have. At the end of this, right now, you are more clear, better able to make good decisions, and you are infinitely more intuitive. The thing about the 90-30-30 exercise is it has to be practiced. So whenever you're feeling sort of overrun by a big emotion or the overwhelm starts to creep in, the last thing we want to do is pause. But if you can train your mind to say, you know what? I'm going to sit with this emotion for 2.5 minutes and I'm going to see how clear and how good I feel at the end of it. This is a winning strategy and it's going to greatly help your mind and your intuition to stay balanced. Thanks for joining.